Does disturbed sleep stimulate an inflammatory reaction? Of course it does. And we have maybe not thousands, hundreds and hundreds of studies that implicate disturbed sleep and stimulation of an inflammatory cascade. So our sleep cycle and our immune system are regulated by the same circadian rhythm. And this is your body's internal biological clock. So it runs on a 24-hour basis, and they're so tightly controlled together. So sleep cycle and immune system. Now remember, your immune system is what controls inflammation. So when you have poor sleep or broken sleep, your immune function is also disrupted. When your immune system is disrupted, we have inflammation just really jumping up. So how does this relate to you? Let's keep it in perspective. In women, one sleep-deprived night can stimulate a 50% rise in something called NF-kappa beta. So what? NF-kappa beta is an inflammatory mediator that triggers DNA changes. And when that's overstimulated, it has a significant increase in the risk of disease, specifically cancer. Well, how about men? Because that was women. And men who are sleep deprived, we see an increase in what's called interleukin-6. And interleukin-6 is part of the inflammatory cascade. It's associated with a whole host of chronic diseases. It's more broad and wide spectrum, associated with diseases like arthritis and diabetes. So sleep deprivation or broken sleep or an abnormal circadian rhythm of that sleep cycle can really wreak havoc on your inflammatory system. So what do we do about that? Well, there's a few key things that we can do. Maintain a sleep routine of 7 to 9 hours and set a recurring daily bedtime. Try to go to bed about the same time, try to wake at the same time. That is this kind of setting of your circadian rhythm. Second thing, try to get some sun exposure early in the morning. First morning sunlight actually resets your daily circadian clock. So simply when you wake up, try to get some sun exposure for 10 minutes. Whether you sit out on a porch, whether you just go for a small walk, you need to get that 10 minutes of daily morning sunshine, and it's a powerful reset button to your circadian rhythm. We want to limit caffeine intake. So of course this makes sense. If we have caffeine too late in the day, it disrupts your sleep cycles. Disrupted sleep stimulates the immune system and hence inflammation. So limit your caffeine intake through the day. Try to keep that second serving of caffeine or your first serving or the fifth serving, which I hope not, early in the day. We want you to eat 2 to 3 hours or more before bed. And don't drink alcohol in the evenings because it can really affect your phases of sleep. Or if you do, 2 to 3 hours at least before you go to bed. And lastly, one thing we see as a huge issue is stay off your devices. You know, how many people have their Kindle beside their bed or their phone beside their bed, computer in your bed? Stay off your devices. You need to wear blue blocking glasses. You know, you can buy them on Amazon for 10 bucks, whatever. You need to wear the blue blocking lenses. It completely messes up your melatonin. This blue light exposure, melatonin wreaks havoc on, if it's not being secreted at nighttime, wreaks havoc on your circadian rhythm. So reduce your exposure to blue